tonight, so we will have an updated, accurate fire perimeter and acreage for you tonight. Fire is still 0% contained. Weather is, winds are 5 to 15 miles per hour out of the northwest, gusting to 22 miles per hour. The temperature is 80 degrees, and the relative humidity is 11. So welcome to our virtual community meeting on Facebook Live. We are hoping that we don't have any technical difficulties, but as everyone knows, that does happen on Facebook. So please bear with us. This is going to be an operational update from some of our team members. We are a Type 3 team here, lots of local resources. So once we are finished giving you the update, we will open it up to questions and answers. And if you could type those into the comment section, we will get to those and we will have the appropriate speaker come to the camera and speak. I just want to note a couple things before we start. We are mitigating for COVID, wearing our masks when we're together here working. And as soon as we come up to the camera, taking our mask off so that everyone can hear us clearly. And also, you know, anybody who's hard of hearing can read our lips. And please note that we are going to make available American Sign Language and also Spanish-speaking communities. We will address those too. We have another team coming on Monday morning, and they have a lot of resources. So please, again, be patient with us. We are just getting our feet under us and moving forward. So please, thank you so much for being here. And I'd like to introduce our incident commander, Ed LeBlanc from the Arapahoe National Forest, and he will give you an update of the fire. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to give you your operational update on the Williams Fork fire. Currently, the fire is burning in the Williams Forks drainage, and it is burning in heavy dead and down lodgepole pine and spruce fir. At this time, we are not engaging any firefighters into that fuel and trees due to firefighter safety. Our number one priority is always firefighter and public safety. This is a very extremely difficult area to fight fire in with all the fuel loading up in this drainage. Currently, the fire is burning in the Kaiser Creek area. Some of our objectives we're going to keep the fire east of County Road 130, and we're going to keep the fire south of the Kaiser Creek drainage, and then we're going to keep the fire north of the Darling Creek fire. We are looking at using the Sugarloaf fire from 2018 to help us basically contain this fire up into the Byers Peak area. And the crews are doing well. This is an extremely difficult area to fight fire in, and we are glad for all the support and be glad to take any questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Grand County. I'm Brett Schrotland, your Grand County Sheriff. On Friday afternoon, when fire crews began responding to the fire, our law enforcement and other public officials began responding to the area to assist as well. One of the things that law enforcement focused on right away was evacuations. And as our incident commander mentioned, we basically created a box surrounding this fire and immediately evacuated that area within the Arapahoe National Forest. On the west side of the fire, right here where I'm pointing, is County Road 3 and County Road 30 to the west. That is our west boundary of our evacuation area yesterday. On the north side of this fire is Kaiser Creek that runs west to east. That was our north boundary. Our south boundary for evacuations yesterday was the Darling Creek area. And then over here to the east, quite a ways, is our Churches Park area, which was our east boundary. That area was evacuated yesterday by deputies, wildlife officials, and other public safety partners. Also yesterday, we did a pre-evacuation in this area to the south and southwest of County Road 50, County Road 50S, and County Road 73. Again, that's basically about due east of the fire and a little bit to the north. All of these remain in effect and will be until fire behavior change or our fire specialist guide us in a different direction. On Saturday, on the west side of the fire, we added pre-evacuation zones at the Aspen Canyon area, the Morgan Gulch area, and the Henderson Mill area. Next, we have an evacuation center that's currently staffed at the inn at Silver Creek, just outside of Granby here. That is staffed and ready to go in the event that evacuations do need to happen. That'll be the area where you need to report to obtain your further instructions as far as what to proceed with from there. Thank you to those people that are staffing that evacuation center for us, and thank you for our partners that are making this all a success for Grand County. Grand County does remain in a stage 2 fire restriction. It's hot and dry. It means that no open burning, no fireworks, no exploding ammunition or targets, no outdoor smoking, and no chainsaws. One other thing to touch on before I turn it off to someone else is just a reminder that the forest officials, local law enforcement, fire officials, your emergency managers are all working for the best interest of you. It's important to remember that pre-evacuation and evacuation orders are planned and based on public safety is number one. Our goal is to educate and prepare the public ahead of time of any immediate risk, and we always need to be ready in wildfire country. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Shoshana Cooper. I'm the district ranger here in the Sulfur Ranger District. Just wanted to say thanks for tuning in for this update. So the first 24 hours of a fire, it's a very active and very dynamic time for us. We're trying to pull folks together. We're trying to prioritize public safety and our firefighter safety. So we're working to bring a team in. We have our type 3 command structure in place, and those folks are working on getting our communications fine-tuned and getting information out more frequently. So ask for folks' patience as we're working on getting that information, making sure that it's correct and accurate before we send it out. Like Sheriff just mentioned, this is very much a cooperative effort, and we're incredibly grateful and appreciative of everybody coming together. He said we have a law enforcement, we have the local fire departments, we have Fish and Wildlife Services, BLM. We have a lot of folks here responding and helping us out, and a lot of resources that we're trying to bring on to help. So we appreciate everyone's cooperation. We are looking at doing a large closure area, and we are looking at going large intentionally because we have so many people in the woods this year. And we feel like with the amount of people we have and with the activity of this fire, it is better to go large initially. We can always scale back as needed. So we're hoping to get that put in place, so stay tuned on our webpage on InstaWeb about those closures as they go into effect. We are transitioning on tomorrow evening, early Monday, for a Type 2 team coming in from the Southwest. And there'll be a period of transition, but when they come in, they will provide a lot more resources than what we have here locally. We will still stay engaged at the local level because we feel that that is very important. And we will use those resources to communicate more frequently and get word out. So if you have any questions, please post those on our feed. And thank you again for tuning in.
Thank you to all of our speakers for this evening. So now we are ready for the question and answer session. So I will read some questions right off of Facebook, and our speakers will answer them for you. And I just want to mention, you can go to InstaWeb for information, as our district ranger mentioned. Also, you can follow the Facebook page for the forest. We are posting fire information there. Our local information for evacuations and road closures are happening. Our sheriff's office has the Facebook page, as well as our Office of Emergency Management. So lots of places to get information. And again, when that team shows up, everything will be very much streamlined and in one spot. So look for a Williams Fork Fire Facebook page that is dedicated to that. So we also have a new phone line set up. It's active. We are answering that phone line. So if you have questions, please call us. It's 970-414. And it's 0762. So please call us if you have any questions. And here we'll move into the Q&A. Thank you. Okay, our first question for the evening is, how did this fire start?
The Williams Fork fire is currently under investigation, and the cause is unknown at this time.
Thank you. Okay, next question is for the sheriff. If we should be evacuated, and we're on County Road 50, do we need to report to the evacuation facility, or can we simply head out of town?
So anytime that we issue an evacuation order, it's imperative that we have good communication with the public. That allows us to make sure that you are safely out of your house. It also reduces the risk of law enforcement and firefighters. If they know you're out of a residence, then we don't have to spend as much time trying to track you down, and we can move on to your friends and family and neighbors. So communication with us helps us evacuate more people in a quicker fashion. So if you are evacuated, you'll be given a location to head to, or you'll be providing your information to our officers or fire personnel as you're leaving those residences, and that information will be documented, and your residence will be flagged so that other people know what has occurred at your residence.
Sheriff, can you stay up there and answer, do you anticipate Tabernash to be evacuated?
So at this point, the Tabernash area is quite a long distance from the fire. We always monitor these fires every day and every minute to make sure that we're monitoring the conditions as they change. At this point, I don't expect the Tabernash area to be evacuated.
Thank you. For our incident commander, is the fire still moving northeast?
The Williams Fork Fire is currently moving to the southeast with a northwest wind.
Thank you. And actually, sir, could you stay up there and we're going to ask a couple more questions. What is the percent containment?
Right now, the Williams Fork Fire is 0% contained, and we should start gaining containment over the next couple days.
Okay. And can you tell us about the amount of resources you have on this fire?
Currently, we have 1 hotshot crew. We have 3 fire use mods. We have an air attack. We have heavy air tankers, heavy helicopters, 4 seats, and we have 10 hotshot crews ordered and heavy equipment for this fire at this time.
How is the fire at Monarch Lake?
The fire at Monarch Lake we just responded to is a 10th acre. We had our helicopter do a crew insert, and that fire is getting contained as we speak. The fire is lightning caused.
Okay. Sheriff, do you anticipate that subdivisions west of County Road 5 will be evacuated? What about Stagecoach Meadows?
That's a great question, Shelley. So one of the first things that we did yesterday, and we worked on further again this morning with the incident commander and other fire officials, is we create what's called management action points to make sure that if the fire crosses a certain boundary, that we have pre-evacuation orders and evacuation orders in place. We have discussed those subdivisions. However, there is no pre-evacuation or evacuation orders in place for those subdivisions. However, there is management action points that if fire behavior crosses those lines or is anticipated to cross those lines, then we would issue a pre-evacuation order first, hopefully, followed by an evacuation order. One of the most important things to think about when we're creating these management action points is that we allow adequate time, if at all possible, for these pre-evacuation and evacuation orders to be followed out.
Thank you. Shoshana, could you speak on this fire and its priority in the scheme of things in Colorado?
So this fire is one of 4 fires in Colorado right now, and I think right now we're competing with other priorities of these other fires. And so as far as a priority for us in here in Grand County, it's our number 1 priority. We're working closely with our neighbors, though, as these resources that we have available are often shared between all 4 fires.
Thank you. Sheriff, how do we sign up for emergency notifications to get evacuation orders?
Shelly, if you have people go to our Facebook page and sign up for Code Red notifications, make sure that the Code Red notifications are all set up for you. You'll receive any of our latest alerts. And then also follow our Facebook pages. Those Facebook pages are updated routinely throughout the day. So between those Facebook pages and then Code Red for landline or cell phones, that'll accomplish that.
Thank you. So you should download the Code Red app onto your phone if you're a visitor?
Yes, that's correct.
Great. Do you anticipate that the Moose Run community will be evacuated?
So as I mentioned earlier with Stagecoach and those subdivisions to the west of County Road 5, that would also include that Moose Run subdivision. That was also discussed this morning, and we've created an evacuation zone if it should come to that for Moose Run.
Great, thank you. Let me just ask another one. Is the Lost Creek neighborhood off Ute Pass considered pre-evacuation?
I would need to follow up on that. If you can take that person's information, I just want to touch base with my staff that's on that side of the fire and make sure that we get a correct answer for them.
Great, thank you. I just want to shout out that everyone says, thank you, you're doing a great job, and in our county, stay safe, everyone. Lots of specific questions about areas of evacuation, and so we will make sure we have a post with all that information right away after this meeting.
That's a lot to cover verbally, and we're working on getting some type of picture put out there so that the community can understand those, and we can communicate that to them.
And Sheriff, this might be for you. What is the status of the Henderson Mill?
So we've been in contact with Henderson Mill staff. We spoke with them yesterday, and our liaison unit has spoke with them today. It's super important that we communicate with them. They're an extremely valuable asset within our community. My thanks to them yesterday. When this fire initially started, Henderson Mill assets were on scene right away. They were able to provide us a size up and provide us some water resources. So great partnership with them once again.
Great, and I see a few questions for me, so I'm going to answer those. Hello, everybody. Shelley Olson again. Sorry. I see a lot of questions out there for how can we donate? How can we help the firefighters? So the best way for you to help the firefighters, if you're not in that, immediate vicinity and you haven't been evacuated, just make sure you're always following evacuation orders. Make sure your property is ready for wildfire. Make sure you've done the mitigation and you're ready to go. Thank you notes, posters, cards, handmade things like that the firefighters love, signs out on the road to thank them for their hard work. Also, you can donate to your local fire departments. We have 5 different fire districts here in Grand County, and also our EMS and Mountain Family Center and Red Cross. There's a lot of places to donate. The National Wildland Firefighter Foundation is a great place as well. So, sorry, people told me my hat is blocking my eyes, so here, it's better for you. And then, let's see, what else? Please note that you will be able to watch this video after it's over, so you'll be able to see a lot of the questions were answered initially. So please, you can watch it over again when this is over. So let me get back to the questions. Stand by. Okay, everyone, a lot of those questions, again, are repeat questions, so please watch the video over again. I think we're going to conclude for this evening. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope we've stayed online this whole time, so thank you for being here, and again, we'll follow up with those questions. You can call our phone line and visit our Facebook page and our websites and all that. So please, thank you so much again, and have a great evening, and be safe out there.